Alright, we got Ignition 25 and now. Here we go. King 10 off will be a pure fold. When button calls in small blind, 3 bits, it's hard to say. The squeeze is definitely attractive, especially with fish on the button. So I think I'll 4-bet, King 10 suited here a lot of the time. The size gets awkward. You just have to go 25, 26. But if player 1 is really fishy whaley, then we'll maybe want to call a little bit more versus that. So I'll try to pay attention, see if we can get a showdown here, since we don't have anything else going on the other tables. Looks like we have a bunch of short stacks on table 1, so I'll just go ahead and mark that in the meantime. Only been playing for about 5 minutes, so not much reads yet. And 10-4 down here will be fold, even if button folds. And after player 1 calls the 33p, kind of more weighted to King X plus or flush draws. Looks like this player is just kind of going for Geo-ish, except they went small twice in a row. So they're just representing Ace Jack plus probably versus a fish. So aces and then the flush. So yeah, I don't know if we can take away too much versus that. Post flop seems fine how they played it for sure. And then I'll just make a note that they're maybe calling pre a little light. But I don't know if we can get anything from post. It seems very reasonable. King, I'll just check. We're checking a bunch. Cut off first button. Seems like a fish, just 33-0 so far, so go ahead and mark that. Not much we can do here. Check raise is kind of spicy. We'll just be definitely bluffing this now for large size. Not much info on this person, but it's a limp pot and they're probably passive, so I'm just going to try to get some value. Queens will open. Yeah, I'll just go for a large bet now. I'm checking range. My ace-6 is going to want to bet big. I might have a 4x advantage, not sure. Don't know if it matters too much. You're just playing against fish, so. Now I think I kind of like that spot as just a one and done. We go for that size, we get called by a fish, we get snapped. They'll have a bunch of 5x. Their medium pairs are going to call any river. Can we get folds from better flush draws? Sure, Jack 10 of clubs, types of hands, other Broadway hands. But just not an attractive spot, so we will check and give up, which is fine. Get top set here. We are low jack first. Big blind, I think we'll be doing a lot of big bet or checking. Not big bet, but medium. They should have queens at half the time and ace queen a lot, but rolled a low number, and I'm just going to go. Low is aggressive, so I'm just going to go for a bet. Yeah, and then we 8-9 snap fold. I don't think raising accomplishes anything as a bluff. I think we just go for the big turn delay and then give up. Here is reasonable time to check back our top set with the diamond blocker as well. So we'll be checking at decent clip. This card's not great for us, but I'm still pretty happy getting some money in here. I'll just go for a 75 barrel. And yeah, interesting question if we can get 3 streets here. There are some 2-pair combos that we can get value from. They should have some suited Queen X, but it's only 2 combos of Queen 5 of hearts, Queen 6 of hearts. I'm mostly just playing checks here, but versus the fishy guy, I'm just going to be betting a lot. Multi-way here, I will. It's 3-bet and cold call. Interesting. I'm going to go really small. Queens, I think we can definitely get value. I wasn't thinking of too much. Queen X 2-pair, but there's 5-6. If we get jammed, we just have to fold. But I think our hand is too strong here. And I'll start going big, and then we have to snap 10s off here. Yep, we get jammed. I think we just have to fold. I don't know if their sets are going this, but they should have a good amount of 7x from the turn that plays this way. 5-7, 6-7 suited. I mean, they have 7-8. They have possibly 9-7 suited with the backdoors from the flop. Versus the rec, I'm not loving it, but I'm pretty happy here. And now we'll check jam. Hopefully they just had a king, and their 4x would still bet. But yeah, queens, I think it's just unfortunate. Check back is interesting. I'll be looking it up, but versus this size in these positions, and versus bet, we just fold, and we're pretty sad, but it happens. And now we probably just chop a lot, but that's okay. King queen can go either way here. No backdoor flush draw, slightly leaning to check more. But hijack versus big blind, we're crushing here. I'll go for a delay this time. Ace jack suited, we'll probably mix. And I'll go for big bet this time. Let me just mark that queen's hand, because that one is really interesting. Yeah, we're just shoving queen king up here. And we beat a 4, I guess. That's a nice... Yeah, king queen suited versus the size. I honestly don't hate just raising here and being really aggro, but most of their diamond hands, I think, are gonna give up. So when they bet, I'm not actually blocking too much. I think with the gutter, I'm inclined to call a decent amount. Queen 8 suited, we have a bunch of fish short, so not loving it, but whatever, I'll flick it in. I think it's not the end of the world. And then I just like betting big here, and we'll be barreling off. Queen 8 of hearts is going to fold. The short stack is just really likely to put it in on the turn, and they're not going to fold anything here, so we have to fold a lot. The raise size is really interesting. I have no idea. I think we just go like pretty big. Yeah, this one's interesting. I don't know how I feel about the turn play, honestly. But I think versus 33, we're forced to call a little more. Might be a little nitty, though. And yeah, the flop c-bet's probably fine as well. Flop c-bet and barrel is kind of good because we unblock their like backdoor flush draws, and then if those break out on the turn, we might have more fold equity there. Not too sure, but yeah, I'm gonna look up the full line of that hand later, so I'm just tagging that one. And yeah, just a note on the queen's hand earlier. Flop can go either way, probably. Turn, we might want to bet bigger. I think this specific combo for playing hand versus range doesn't mind going a slightly smaller end. And I think we just go for 3 streets here. I don't think they're not jamming anything for worse, so they go for a different raise size. I think we call off because maybe sets are in there. This versus this person, I really want to just jam. I should probably just open 2x. I was kind of not paying attention to this. I think we just fold given the stack size. Like I said, I think they're going to just aggro a lot, and they seem a little aggro, so I'm going to give them more of an aggro tag than just a passive fish tag. Now this can go either way. I don't know if I can call here when he goes 3x and is that short. I'm gonna fold. Just play high cards a little more. But yeah, my initial thinking, and it could be wrong, is that we can go for 3 streets here. The 7 is terrible, but there's just a decent amount of 2 pairs I'm thinking in this range. And 3 combos of 8s and a bunch of stuff, so I don't know, I'll look it up. I could be wrong about this spot, but that's my initial thinking. Ace Jack off, pretty close. We'll call this time, I think. If it goes bet call, then I fold. If it goes check bet, it's close. And with the fish, I think this player 2 plays a little more linear and straightforward. I think we are doing pretty well though. And so we just are betting ourselves a little bit, especially if this person is just, they're 54-0 after 24. They're pretty passive. They didn't bluff flop. Why would they start bluffing now unless they turn 10-8, queen 10 type of hands? But I'll just start putting money myself. So we have a small blind call versus 2.5 cutoff, so probably on the fishier side. Mark them, and then I'll just bet small here. And the fish called, so now I just want to get max value. Didn't raise the turn. Might call 6x and stuff. I think we go between 100 and 75. I think 100 just in case it's any other Jack X can call any big. We can almost go bigger, but I think maybe this sizing can be called by like 8s and stuff, maybe, versus really stationary fish. And they did have the snow played 9. So super loose pre, and then not raising on any straight, so they're just ultra passive. So I'm going to give them that tag, and then what am I'm timing out down here. We pick up gutter. I'm just going to keep barreling. I'm just going to play a punching bag strategy here. So they're just super passive. They're trapping with no real reason. They didn't decide to raise. So just making a note of this. Pretty nice player type. We just won't get value owned too much, because if they're not raising, put us in tough spots. If they don't raise with trips, then yeah. King 8 suited, I will just check back, I think. When the flush comes in, I think it's getting a little thin there. Queen King is definitely an attractive one. If this person was seeing their showdown, then I think I'm just gonna go a bit wider. So, assuming that player 3 is causing player 4 to ISO wider, I attack more. And not too sure on sizing. The 6 bigs is a really big ISO, but I think Queen King can get in there at some frequency, and we'll be folding any other action. King Jack 2, we probably can size up if we want to bet to half plus, and so I'll go for that here. Queen 9-3, interesting, like ISO spot. Not really sure how this plays. They'll have Ace Queen pure, I think. I have King of Diamonds, rolled low, etc. I'll play a check this time. Jack's a pretty bad card for us. I think we will be checking back a lot, and we'll do that at some frequency, so checking back this time. They snap check again, so pairs, King X, Ace High Heroes, not too sure. Just kind of bet value my hand, 75. I think now I'll start barreling. And we're going to have some hands that we slow played aces and kings occasionally and stuff, and so we start betting large there. And I think when we get snapped, it's a very merged linear range. The SPR is less than 1. I think we just shove this and chop a bunch, lose to some slow played ace queen, some turn sets and stuff, but I think if we can get called by jacks 10s at some clip, since we check the flop, and worse Queen X that is playing slow, then we have a profitable jam here. But yeah, if we think the snap is like weaker because it's more merged and not top pair type of hands, maybe we can find some other sizes like block and stuff, but I think I'm good there enough to jam, and I'd rather just put more money in the pot there. Ace king off will open, king 9 will 3-bet at some frequency. I'll probably check call versus fishy here. And let me mark these short stacks just so I have them on my radar. Ace queen 5 will be playing big bet or check. Overbet's probably fine. I will just 75 here. Get another ace king. King 9 will be calling. We'll check. And I think I will probably check call here after they snap check back turn. River doesn't change too much. And I think fish button raise 30 bet check back is just gonna be a lot of trash. So we'll probably check call unless they size like 75 plus. Yep, versus this size I think I have to hero a bunch of stuff. Twos is interesting. I don't see any whales or anything in the big blind, and they went 3x, so I'm gonna toss. And yeah, rivered queen 10. Line seems okay, not too much to note there. This table looks a little more reg heavy. Maybe 2 fish in seats 3 and 4. This one's close. Sometimes I jam, sometimes I fold. I'll fold this time. No notes on this player, but yeah, the fact that they're opening 8 sometimes is interesting. Huh, I really don't know how to play against the 8 big blind open. Maybe I just jam some? That seems a little ambitious. I'm just gonna keep playing standard for now. I'm gonna size this down just a little bit because they open so big. And that's a fishy sized open, so. Yeah, we get the donk. I think this is queen X and under pairs a ton, and flush draws king X. I'm probably actually it's pretty big. I might not raise my king as much, but yeah, I'm gonna call probably 2 streets and see. That card is, I guess, good for us. Makes our heroes a little better. King 9 off, I think, is close first cutoff. We have fish here, so I'm just gonna bet small. Not getting raised enough, even on that kind of board. I don't want to be betting range in normal situations, but first fish, I don't mind kind of just YOLOing it. Yeah, queen X, I'm just gonna have to call. I mean, this guy's opening 8 big blinds. I'm just kind of whaley. It is a strong line. If they jam, I probably fold, but otherwise, I'll probably continue. I just assume this is, that's not a range bet if they go 60. I probably call 1, fold. And ace king 8, I can do big bet or check. I think this hand might mix and probably low frequency bet. I'll check this time. And the queen, I think I just want to check back after donk 70, donk 70. If the donks are smaller, maybe I can go for thin value, but yeah, just like to check back. And so, yeah, they're just whaling. So I'm going to give them the aggro tag. And donk 77, be 70-ish, and then give up river. So that might be helpful if that situation pops up in the future. This hand doesn't want to get raised off its equity. Don't mind having some protected check down line here. Now it's time to value bet, and we'll do so. If we can ever fold a king X shopping, that's great. If we can ever get heroed by a jack, that's great. They're pretty capped now. Do I want to turn the 9x to a bluff? I don't hate it after they go 60 on the flop. If they just, 20 to 30p, I probably am more inclined to have showdown value here. But I think when they go that size, my 9x is more inclined to bluff. And nice. Some check down King Hearts hand, or they're ripping more like Ace 10 now or something that didn't bet turn. I'm not sure. Nice hand. I will look this one up because I'm curious how we play our bluffs on the river. I think on the river we just big better check because our minimum threshold is gonna be trips, maybe. Yeah, we'll probably. No, I don't know actually if trips bet. I need to look at value threshold and then bluffing candidates here. So that's an interesting one. Nice hand. This is a new player. Looks like the super aggro guy left. Ace 9 is interesting. I think versus a limp, I'll ISO, but 3-betting is a little weird with his reshove, and I'm not loving it when we get reshoved on. And calling, we have a fish here that's not going to 3-bet us, but a reg in the big blind, and I want to protect a little bit my calling range, I think. So I'll probably have Ace Jack off, I guess, as a cutoff point. Getting a bunch of Ace King this session. Ace of Diamonds is nice. Not much else to say about that. I'm just checking a bunch here. I think in theory button has Ace Queen and stuff, so these boards checking a decent amount. We have no club and they're a reg, so I will check. And yeah, interesting on the turn here if we can get any value. There's no point turning our hand to a bluff. The Ace X unblocks some bluffs, except for their nut diamond draws, of course, but yeah, I think we just shuttle this to showdown. And so different situation here. We are out of position, single pot for pre-flop laser, but we're against a fish here. So I like betting a little more. I'll mix to some degree and we'll check here. Ace Jack, the 10 and the club I don't think are great cards for us. I don't mind just taking this one showdown. Yeah, checking Ace 3 down here. We'll just be calling on both of the boards here. Five seems pretty reasonable on table 1. And we can check the showdown there for table 4. King, Queen, so pretty thin. Check back, I guess, when the 10 pairs make sense. We get min 3-bet. Definitely calling a ton of hands here. Like, I don't think I'm allowed to fold like King 9 off here. Just price and in position and stuff. I kind of want to start raising now when they do this. And get called by anything with a club. I'm gonna 4-bet here. I just don't know the size at all. I don't know. Just 3x is probably reasonable. Yeah, we get donked half pot. If I call, it'll be 46. 47 on the turn and he'll have 30, so I think they're just going to shove a lot of turns. I think we kind of just give up queens here. Are they ever doing this with like jacks and shit like that? Maybe. Some draws, 6-4 suited, etc. I think I don't mind blocking here. A block or half pot seems pretty reasonable. Any ace-x with the club he still has. 9x with the club might hero. Yeah, if we get raised, we just fold. Yeah, queens I just fold up top because I think they're just going to jam every turn. That's an unfortunate one. Yep, when we get raised now on the river by fish, I think I have to throw my hand away. Value owning myself a decent amount this session, but I think that's part of the game, and I don't think it's been too out of line to raise and block here. Versus fish and position caller, I think they're pretty wide, and I just don't see them raising too often. Versus this large donk here, I'm just going to be continuing, I think. And hit the dream card, we can shove this size. But yeah, ace king, no club on our king, half our not that many combos, but 4 of them will have clubs. We can maybe call. Yeah, nice hand. I guess I can look that one up in the. They called. It's gonna be GTO crew. Sizing here now, like pool isn't gonna bluff raise us enough, so I just have to bet myself for value, I think. Just trying to think of hands that donk turn and then check back. 7x, 6x, pocket 8s, pocket 9s, type of stuff. I think we just bet large. Jam really sucks. But I think there is some non-zero chance that this is like sets and stuff. So I'm not loving this. But I think we just have to call in case we're beating value at some clip. They shouldn't have 8-9 off. So 8-9 suited. Is it really just, yeah, no, I call. So they're capable of bluffing there, is interesting. I might have just nit rolled that bet pretty bad. But when I see a fish put a bunch of money on the river versus aggression, all 3 streets have been bet. They leave some back in their stack. I'm just not too stoked on it. Yeah, after seeing that showdown, I'm wondering if we jam. If I'm missing some EV by not jamming there, that might be a mistake. I'm just so scared of like river raises though in general that I don't know, maybe the third nuts is good enough to put it in, especially with that SPR behind. That could be a mistake. I need to think on that one a little more once that hand pops up so I can save it. Yeah, that might be a mistake. Definitely an interesting hand. Yep, so definitely not a great board for us. Turn the OESD and instead of bluffing it, they go for the check raise. Yeah, I mean, am I getting called by like 7-8 stuff maybe? And does population just keep barreling their 3-4 and 8-9 on the river? I don't know. The question is, can we get called by the 3-6, 9-12 combos of sets here and possible 2 pairs even? I think maybe. I think jam might be a mistake. Of course, this is all hindsighted by this player, but just thinking even versus like other types might be able to jam for value there, question mark. This one mixes. I will go for it this time. Versus cutoff. Looks like we have fishy up here. And yeah, I think it's been about 30 minutes. Let's see what OBS says. Yep, exactly. So go ahead and call this section. Yeah, the interesting hand's the ace king one I got jammed on, or raised on with the 6 pairing, and then folded to a couple other river raises. There was one earlier where with my queens where I folded top set, I think. That is a really interesting hand. So we'll be reviewing those. Might have knitted too hard. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching.